Hi and welcome to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about Jeep modifications that you can do on day one. We're going to be listening to experts, other Jeep owners that have Jeeps and what they did to theirs on day one. We're going to be going through and pulling out the wrenches, and we're actually going to be changing different parts and doing mods on this Jeep behind me ourselves. As a Jeep enthusiast, one of the things you may not know is that you will probably have a list of modifications before you ever have a Jeep. That's right. We all have a list of all the different things that we're planning on, because there's a saying out there, Jeep stands for just empty every pocket, and that is the truth. Today, we're not going to be talking about suspension upgrades or any of that. We're going to be talking about easy mods that you can do on day one. And one of the first things we want to look at are things that you can just do yourself. It doesn't take a lot of money. It's something that's quick and easy. So you know what? We're going to have a lot of fun today. Let's get started. The first mod among all others has to be, what are you going to do with your phone? Because Jeeps are not known for having a lot of real estate interior. So one of the first things you think of is, well, you're going to use your phone for navigation, for talking, for all kinds of different purposes, and you definitely don't want to hold it in your hand. So one of the first mods that we knew that we were going to do from day one was something to do with the phone. Because if you don't have something to hold your phone, this is what it looks like. All right guys, so we went with bullet point mounting solutions for our first modification. We knew we wanted to do something with the phone. We knew we didn't have anything for that in the Jeep, especially new or when we bought it. So one of the things that we looked at a bunch of different phone mounting solutions, and we really just chose this one. It's a great product, great price, easy to install, and you know what? It just comes with so many different options. Let me show you. The first thing is when we open it up, love unboxing. When you open it up, they give you all the tools you need. You get a screwdriver, you get a nice little bottle opener, you get some little kit, stickers, but this right here, this is it. This is the mount itself. Full on, it's heavy duty, heavy metal. I mean, this has got some weight to it. This is the Rubik Grid. This right here is the base for the entire suite of extensions that we're going to be putting on it. And in fact, we actually went through and we got the cable management system, and we also got the GoPro mount, because you know when you're Jeeping, you're going to want to film something. So definitely got those two options. Another thing that we did was we went all out and we said we wanted to color match our Rubik Grid to the actual Jeep. So let me show you. All right, so they're all out of the boxes. We put the boxes away. Again, here's the base, and as you can see, we color matched the arms to match the Jeep. How amazing is that? That right there is just a little bit of extra style, a little bit of extra flavor, and the GoPro mount. So they're all assembled. We've got the base plates we're going to be putting on, and then we have the GoPro. Now, what makes this great is not just the color matching and the ease of it, but also I can add more things. For instance, we're going to be going off-roading, so I need an iPad holder. Well, I can just call them up, go online, order up the iPad holder extension mount, put another one right here, and if I need another one for the CB radio, put one right here. Endless options, endless opportunities, one flawless system. We love it. Another thing that I want to talk about, a lot of people were talking to us and they said, well, you need to have something that holds the phone better. We went with a magnetic option. Why? Because we're using the Jeep more times than not as our daily driver, and we're not using it off-road as much as we are driving around. We will let you know when we're on the trails if the magnetic option really holds up to the test of the off-road capability. We're excited about it, so you know what? We're going to go ahead and get it installed. All right, we're here in the Jeep. The install is pretty straightforward. Basically, the only downside, the only one that's going to come from this install is you got to get rid of the ducts. Now don't worry, we're only getting rid of the ducks temporarily. As Jeepers, we've got ducks on the dash. As soon as we put the mod on, as soon as we mount everything down, we're definitely gonna have a place to put Bat Duck. All right, the mounting plate's in, seamless, easy. You couldn't have been any better. The 2 screws that come out are the 2 screws that go right back in. You can't make it any easier than that. So you know what? We're gonna grab the rest of the kit and we're gonna install it and we're done. So as you can see, this is absolutely easy. I think the best part about this entire modification is that everything comes with it. I mean, they give you the screwdrivers that come with it. They give you everything. You don't need to have any tools because it's all coming in the bag with you. All right, as you can see, that mod is super easy. It's super useful. We're gonna be using it all the time, but that's not actually our first mod. Our first mod comes from one of our viewers. So you know what? Take a look.
This is a big day today. We got some really cool stuff. We got one package from one of our viewers, Eric Waters. He actually is selling his Jeep, so he gave us a bunch of his accessories, so we're really happy about that. And then I, of course, had to buy my 50 ducks, yes, for the Jeepers, so I'm super excited about that too. This is definitely my favorite purchase. I just went on Amazon and I ordered a 50 count, and I read a bunch of reviews because I didn't want to have 50 of the same duck because it's so much fun. I mean, that's the best part about the Jeeper community is giving out ducks. So can't wait to see what kind of ducks we got. Well, Minecraft, and I don't even know what that is, but look at all the variety of it. So hey, if you're one of our Jeepers, you might get one of those ducks. To make this purchase complete, I actually got one more thing, and I was like, well, yeah, we're gonna have a bunch of ducks, but how are we gonna keep them in the Jeep? And the box is a little bit too big, so I got a canvas bag for the ducks. So that way we can just keep it underneath the seat, and we're ready to go when we see an awesome Jeep. So perfect. This is my next favorite. This is from Eric Waters. He is actually selling his Jeep, so he offered us some of his accessories. How exciting is that? Thank you so much, Eric. Can't wait to open it and see what you got us. All right, moment of truth. All right, so we got a bunch of organizers, which is awesome. Thank you, Eric, again. You are gonna organize our Jeep perfectly. Love it. Can't wait to put this in. But yeah, let's look what we got. So we got some organizing accent pieces. Ooh, I love these. And they're orange, perfect for our Jeep. You basically put them over the knobs just to give it a little bit more flair. I love that. These are great. These are little extra cup holders that attach to the Jeep interior. And because there's not too many cup holders in the Jeep, that's perfect. Definitely gonna use those. We drink water all the time. And then, oh yes, I love those. And they also match our Jeep. They're these handles you hang off of the roof of the Jeep. It's just, if you go down a really rough road or something, you can hold on to it for dear life. Let's see what else is there. Oh, this is also a little Oh, these are extra shades for the sun. This is nice. So you don't have to glint into the sun. And, oh my goodness, I love this the most. Thank you very much. We got a Jeep duck. A bunch of them. A puppy. A police. Oh, a military. Nice. I love that. For Lee. Seasonal. I didn't even know they make those. That's pretty awesome. But yeah, this is so cool.
All right, guys, I am here at my friend Johnny's house, and I'm taking full advantage of support, especially when it comes to your bumper. Your bumper is one of the first things that you're going to be changing on your Jeep. Trust me, you're going to personalize the Jeep just as much as you're going to personalize your bumper. It's one of the first things to mod. It's actually one of the easiest mods, and that's what we're doing today. We're going to be taking this factory plastic bumper, we're going to be taking this off, and we're going to be putting on a bumper that we found that meets a lot of different credentials. Trust us, we went out looking for a host of different things. We had a full list of features. We didn't think people made it, but we found it. All right, on the list of different features that we had in regards to the bumper, one of the first things and most important was to be able to keep the LED fog lights. This Rubicon came with the LEDs. They're some of the best on the market. We didn't want to get rid of them, cut them off, and use other different aftermarket style lights. These were instrumental. There are a lot of bumpers on the market right now that you can use. You can take these off and put them back on, but it really drastically limits the type of bumper you're going to use. So finding a bumper, whether it be aluminum or steel, that you want to use that incorporates the existing lights, it's a tall order already. Second is we wanted to find a bumper that can incorporate the winch. Having a winch on the trails is instrumental. We have a family, we're going to be traveling as a family, so the winch was realistically one of the first things on the list. That right there in and itself is a safety measure. It's just not smart going on the trails without it, so definitely the winch is one of them. The next one is we're going to be using this Jeep to tow behind our RV, and there are a host of different aftermarket modifications, different systems. Now, important note is there's a lot of D-rings out there, a lot of welded joints that are on bumpers, aluminum, steel. They'll come in, they'll put the ring, they'll weld it on there. We do not advise towing this much weight on a weld. So one of the first things is you need to make sure that you're incorporating your bolts through the bumper and into the frame. So that's something that we looked for. That's something that we found. A couple of different other things. We looked for one that had a receiver in the front, a 2.5-inch receiver, so we can put a ball joint or anything else in the front. Just having multiple utilization points. So many different things on our list. We didn't think that anyone out there would make this. We found one. We couldn't believe it. It's made in the USA, which is even better. So you know what? We'll take you over and open up the box. All right, you guys can see it. Big shout out to Rock Hard 4x4. This right here, this bumper is the Patriot Series. We found it online. We looked at it for a long time. We were kind of unsure about it, but we went ahead and pulled the trigger, and we are so glad that we did. This right here is a beast, and I think it's going to make a good fit for Peaches. So you know what? Let's get it out of the box and start evaluating. It's a beast. All right, Johnny, you see the big reveal. What do you think?
I think it looks great. It's definitely heavy duty. I want one.
You know what? It does have that appeal. This thing is massive. It's heavy. It's steel. It's going to be an effort to put it on. We knew that. That's why I called Johnny up and I said, hey, you got a garage and we would love to come over and have some fun. So you know what? We're going to be starting to remove this. It's going to be an ordeal. I'm not going to take you guys through it. We're going to go ahead and start getting this bumper off. In the meantime, I'm going to take you back over to another friend of ours who has a Jeep, and let's see what he did on his day number one.
We're here today with Steve Mosier, and I just have a couple of questions for you. Is this your first Jeep?
So this is my first Jeep since I started full-time RVing it.
Oh, okay, perfect. So to all the new Jeepers, what is the first modification that you can recommend?
Okay, yeah, so for RVing, so my idea is we have the Class A RV, kind of the bus that goes down the road.
Okay.
And since we don't want to drive a vehicle with us, but we can't drive a bus through a drive-through, I wanted to have a smaller vehicle, right? So
Yes.
so this is our dinghy. And,
dinghy,
and
I
it
like
ties
it.
off to the back of the RV.
Okay.
Right. So the first mod I needed the ability to tow this. So what I needed, and this comes in a Jeep, especially if it's a four-wheel drive, is I needed a transfer case that I could either switch into, like, you know what, 2 high, 4 high, 4 low, but then neutral also. So if I shift it into neutral, then I can tow it behind the Jeep in park, or behind the RV
So
in
basically
park.
flat tow it.
Yeah, flat tow it, and it won't like damage the internals or anything. So what I needed was a strong mount plate that goes to the frame with 2 bars coming out that connect to my tow bars that are on my RV.
Okay.
Now there's 5 connections between the RV and the Jeep.
Okay.
There's the 2 bars. Then I've got 2 safety chains that end up connecting in case anything happened with those bars or plates. Then I've got the electrical connection, and that means that if I hit the brakes on my RV or turn signals, all that sort of thing, so my dinghy will do the same. And then there's an air connection where there's air in, since there's an air braking system on my RV. And that means if I hit my brakes on my RV, it'll pump air into it's an Air Force One by Demco, and it applies that same force to an actuator that's connected to my brake cable, or to my brake pedal, and it has a cable to the firewall that'll like push that actuator, or it'll pull on that cable and it pulls that brake pedal down.
That is
same
neat.
as I use on the RV.
And can you recommend a specific brand, like which one you use for the?
Well, so I've had 2 RVs and 2 Jeeps that I've towed, and I've always used the Blue Ox.
Okay, Blue Ox.
And actually the Air Force One.
Okay.
I mean,
the braking system is Air Force One, and the towing system is Blue Ox.
That's correct.
Is that what it is?
I've used them twice, and I haven't had problems.
Okay,
they've
that's
been
awesome.
good.
That's so cool. So that was your first mod because you are a full-time RVer. You got to be able to tow your vehicle with you. Is there any other modifications that you've made?
Yeah, in regards to RVing, I mean, that, and then a tonneau cover, to keep your gear secure.
Because this is a Gladiator like ours, so that's definitely an important one to be able to cover the bed. Yeah, we're really looking forward to the week off Jeep Beach, and we're going to have some fun.
All right, let's do it.
Okay. Throw it away. There you go. Let's bring it out here. All right, so as you guys can see, we got the bumper off. It's pretty dirty. We've hit a lot of trails. This right here, let me pull this over. These are the LED lights. We're going to be taking these off. Pretty straightforward. There's only 4 bolts, 4 little screws that hold those on, pull them out. We're excited just to get the first half of this job done, which is get the old one off, and now we're going to prep the new one. All right, guys, before we get the new bumper installed, we actually have to take and put on the winch. Now, one of the things we did was we contacted Warn, and we now have the Warn VR Evo 12S. Not sponsored, we paid for this, just want to let you know, but this right here is a beast. We wanted to go a little bit higher in our pulling capability, so we didn't go with the 10, we went with the 12. This is fantastic. It's actually one of the things that we wanted from the beginning. We wanted a powerful winch before we hit the trails. This is it. Another key feature of this is actually the Bluetooth capability. This winch right here, the VR Evo series, actually comes with a Bluetooth cable to attach to your phone through a remote app. That is fantastic. No more controller. The controller is actually the phone you're holding. Makes it so much easier. We're going to try it out on the trails and show you in a later film. But for right now, we're going to go ahead and open this box, get it installed on the new bumper, and then bolt it up. All right, you guys can see it here. This is the brand new Warn VR Evo 12S. This is a monster. We got the synthetic cable. We've got the Bluetooth capability. This is fresh off the assembly line. And we are now going to take this and bolt that to the bumper. That right there is a beauty. 2, go. 3. Come your way. Okay. Okay, hold on.
We're here with Scott Ferry, and we just absolutely love his Jeep. I mean, the lime color, how fun is this? So actually my first question is, how long have you had the Jeep?
I've had the Jeep for about 2 years.
Okay.
I had a Jeep previous to that one. We rolled it 5 times down a hill,
Oh my.
and thank God we were safe. We walked away with a couple bruises and knots on our heads.
Oh no.
And
But that's better than breaking anything.
yes,
So.
we were going to try to rebuild it, and we just wasn't enough left to the Jeep other than the tailgate, which is on this one, was salvageable. And this Jeep I found for $1,000.
No way.
Wouldn't run.
$1,000.
$1,000.
Wow.
It wouldn't run. So I told the guy I would buy it. It was in pretty good shape. It was a spray can paint job.
Okay.
And it didn't look too good, but I spent about $1,000 on it, got a new computer, put new fuel injectors and the injection system and all that good stuff back
Well,
on it.
so you were handy, like you
A little
knew
bit.
what to do. Yeah, that's amazing.
A little bit. And we got it running, and me and my son, we painted it.
Yeah, so this
Beautiful
is,
lime green. It's a Raptor liner.
oh, so you use actually like what people use for bed liners, and
Yes.
you use that for the whole entire Jeep.
Yep.
How cool is that?
And you just take a hose, pressure washer, clean it off, and it comes
That's
back to this
perfect.
right here. I'm not a great person to clean, but this makes it easy for me.
It is a Jeep, so.
Yes, but and the guy had these tires and wheels on it at the time, and
Wow.
I asked him how much he wanted for those, and he said $450. It was like, yeah, okay, we'll go ahead and do the $450
Yeah,
for the tires
exactly.
and wheels. And since then, I've done a lot of other little goodies and stuff on.
So
to
what
the
was
Jeep.
your first mod on this?
The first mod was safety,
Yeah.
and like I say, we rolled the other Jeep 5 times, and we did a roll cage, and we did a 4-point harness.
Okay.
It was all about safety moving forward. We removed the back seat. We like to do a lot of rock crawling, climbing
Wow.
hills and stuff like that. So there's a
That's
factor of
awesome.
safety that we really wanted to, and we didn't want knots on our heads anymore. So
Yeah.
we did that.
Yeah. I'm sure that was a scary experience. So this is your second Jeep. So how many times have you been to Jeep Beach?
This is my first time with Jeep
Oh,
Beach.
really?
Now,
Ours too.
my wife has been here twice,
Oh, has
and my son has been here, I think, every year they've had Jeep Beach.
she? Really? How fun.
It's. I usually don't like the crowds and stuff, but I told her if we could stay at the Speedway.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
You've
she
got
did
the
that.
RV here. There we go. That's perfect.
Yep.
So as you can see, we have the bumper installed. This thing is fantastic. It has everything. Starting over here, you can see that we've actually been able to keep the front fog lights. That was very important to us. It was one of the first things we said, we've got to keep these lights. We don't want to be cutting them off and putting on other LED lights. The second is, you can see right here, this is the Blue Ox extension adapter. This right here, this adapter that goes right through, you can see the bolts here, it goes right through and connects to the actual frame itself. It doesn't adhere to the bumper, it just goes right through and kind of sandwiches right between. These adapters can be changed out for a host of different other, so if you don't have the Blue Ox, you have others, you can change those out. That was important to us because we will be towing this behind the RV. Here you have your D-rings, we've got different accessories that we've already installed on it, so that was important. Another is the Warn winch. We went out and bought this, we contacted them and we said, hey, we're looking for something that's going to fit into this, and we found out that this bumper can accept pretty much any of these standard winches. This is dropped, you can see right here, it fits like a glove. It's perfect. This winch, we got the Evo VR Evo 12S, so it's a 12,000 pound. The reason for that, a lot of people say it's overkill, but remember, when we're building this, we're going to be building an overlander
and it's going to be heavy, and it's going to have a lot of parts. So we wanted to prepare for the future, and also we didn't want to rate it with the vehicle itself, because remember, these things get stuck and you're going to have to pull out, pull the vehicle out itself. So it's going to take a little bit extra love to get that thing out. So we went with the 12S. It is fantastic. It is a beast. We are super excited about that. And as you can see here, this is the trailer hitch adapter. This right here is phenomenal. There are so many useful things that you can do with that. It was just a no-brainer. We were like, yes, we need to have this. Yes, there's so many things we can do with it, whether you're pulling trailers or whether you're putting a flagpole in there. It's just remarkable. Also down here, you've got your bumper plate, so you can protect everything behind it. And the last is right here underneath is a place that you can pull in for your high lift jack. So if you have a high lift, you can attach here, jack it up. There's so many different things for this. Also on top, you can see here with this roll bar, we've got 2 mounts for lights, aftermarket lights, whether it be KC lights, whether it be any kind, light bar, whatever you want, it's ready for it. This thing is fantastic. I don't think there's anything else I could say except for one thing. We went with a full wing for one reason, and that reason was real estate. There's so many different things that we're going to be adding to this bumper, trust me, as if it didn't have enough. There's so many things we're going to be adding, whether it be antennas, additional lights. We have the real estate to do that. These things come in mid-wing and stubby as well. So you know what? Definitely take a look. Rock Hard 4x4. You guys did a great job. Warren, I can't say enough about it. We're excited to pair both of these together, get them on the front of the rig. They're easy day one mods, and it changes the entire outlook of the vehicle and all the things that you can do. Right now, we are ready for the road. All right, huge safety tip, guys. I know you are out there using winches all over the place. There's lots of different situations where you're gonna be using it, but I can't stress enough, make sure you guys get a winch damper. You've got to have one of these. These things fold up pretty nice, as you can see. You can throw them in your back seat. They are invaluable to making sure that you can prevent the recoil from coming back and snapping into the windshield or onto the driver or anyone else. One of the things that happens is, it's not if, but when those hooks and cables and ropes are gonna break, having something on that line to drop it as soon as you can, that is, again, I can't stress it enough. Make sure you have these. We picked one up. They're fairly cheap. Again, throw them under the seat, hit the roads, and be safe out there. So I hope you guys had fun. I know we did. Lots of different points of view, lots of different first day modifications that you can do on your Jeep. From the phone mounts inside the vehicle, to the bumpers and winches on the front of the vehicle, to all the different varieties of things that you can see from other Jeepers and what they were doing. So much fun, so exciting. You know what? Keep the Jeep spirit alive, and we'll see you guys on the trails.